Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about the main event, Vicente Luque versus Rafael dos Anjos. Dos Anjos is 38 years old, 32 and 14 as a pro, and he's giving up 3 inches of height and 6 inches of reach to 31-year-old Luque, who is 21, 9, and 1. Luque is a killer. He's got 21 wins, 19 of them come via finish, 11 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's a guy that's beaten plenty of guys in the UFC, and almost all of them are via finish. Maybe even all of them. I don't know. But he's a fucking killer, Vicente Luque. And those 11 knockouts, I wouldn't be surprised if at least 8 of them are knockouts where the guy's unconscious. Probably even fucking 10 of them, for all I know. And the submissions, he's got 8 submissions. I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of them are anacondas or darces, because that's where he does his best work. Luque is maybe not the best overall grappler, but he's one of the best submission artists. Definitely one of the best submission artists at welterweight. He's not quite like the Brian Ortega of his division, but he's very good. He has been knocked out once, which is in his last fight, which is a little disconcerting, even though Luque is still a healthy 31 years old. He's got a lot of mileage, and that knockout loss of Jeff Neal apparently fucked him up pretty badly. I mean, it looked bad enough, but he had a brain hemorrhage after that. It's according to Sherdog, anyway. A brain hemorrhage, which I'm no doctor, in case he couldn't fucking tell, even though I speak like a fucking doctor. But yeah, that I don't know. That's he's been off for a long time. I'm assuming he's healthy, and I'm assuming they were all over this medically, like they were with that guy Josiah, whatever the fuck, who they found a brain thing with, whatever. There I go with my doctor speak again. But Vicente Luque, I'm assuming he's healthy, but he is still coming off a knockout loss to Jeff Neal. And he does have 2 submissions. Those were both in round 3, and they're both over a decade ago. So just dismiss them, but no, it happened. And the majority of his losses, and the majority of them come in the UFC, are via decision. 6 decision losses. We've seen him lose decisions to Wonder Boy, Leon Edwards, Michael Graves to begin his career, and the most recent one to Bilal Muhammad. That was his last fight before the Jeff Neal fight, and it was a 5-round main event. And of course, no shame in losing to Bilal Muhammad, who he had already knocked out, by the way. He knocked out Bilal Muhammad in 2016, I think, maybe 2017, but a long time ago he knocked out Bilal Muhammad early in their UFC careers. He's also knocked out Jalen Turner, Nico Price, Brian Barberena. He's a deadly fighter. And of course he's choked out Michael Chiesa, Tyron Woodley, whoever the fuck else, Nico Price. Just a very deadly fighter, Vicente Luque. I would say the first knockout goes to Luque. Luque would knock RDA out first. First submission, I'd got to go with RDA, even though Luque hasn't been tapped in over 10 years. RDA is one of the best grapplers he's ever fought. Maybe the best, I don't know. I don't have his whole record in front of me. But RDA is just an excellent grappler, and most of the time he is in a grappling situation, he's on top, because he's a damn good wrestler himself. So RDA, he's definitely going to win the grappling battle, but he can still be submitted. Vicente Luque, that's what I was getting at. He's not the best overall grappler, but he's got really high submission prowess, and I think he could tap anybody, certainly if he hurts him. And of course, it'd probably be an anaconda or a Darce choke. But RDA, on paper at least, shouldn't be submitted. RDA has 14 losses, which sounds like shit, but you know, when you've been watching his career, you know who he is. He's got 0 losses via submission, even though I think for like 10 fucking years he had 1 loss via submission due to tapping out against Clay Guida. He had a fucking chin injury, a jaw injury, maybe a broken jaw or whatever. And even though he was doing well in the fight, he tapped out in round 3 against Clay Guida. But it seems like they changed it to a TKO, so now it's a TKO. He does have 4 TKO losses: Clay Guida, Eddie Alvarez, Rafael Fiziev, and Jeremy Stephens. Jeremy Stephens, man, that fight was like, 15 years ago. And I swear, it's such a brutal knockout that, you know, I still wonder every time I see him fight, is he still over that Jeremy Stephens knockout? Because it was an uppercut from hell. But the reality is RDA hasn't been knocked out that much, just legitimately 3 times. Eddie Alvarez got him for the championship in 2016, and Rafael Fiziev got him last year, and that was in round 5. The thing is, he's 38 years old, and being knocked out at all when you're 38 or 37 or whatever, it counts more than just 1 strike. It's 2 strikes. So there's a little concern there with RDA's chin. But if you don't knock him out, you're in for a battle. We've seen RDA fight really fucking hard for 5 rounds against Moicano recently. Before that, Paul Felder. Kevin Lee got him out of there in round 4. But RDA is a cardio machine, a very well-versed fighter. He's no slouch on the feet at all. And, of course, he does have power. Fucking knocked out Terry Edom, I believe. George Soteropoulos. That was his first big knockout. Cracked him with a big left hand. But RDA, he's got good technical striking as well, but definitely good power and a better chin than most, even if it's getting worse here at age 38. So I think he should be able to survive on the feet. I think, unless he finds himself in one of Vicente Luque's very tight anaconda chokes, he shouldn't get submitted. And I think RDA is going to make this more of a grappling battle and win on points. I envision him winning the wrestling battle against Luque, maybe not making it look like Bilal Muhammad's win, but definitely taking pieces of that. And on the feet, RDA, he can definitely hang with anybody. And if his chin keeps him safe, he'll be fine in this fight. RDA is the pick. Gun to my head, I'd go with him winning by decision, unless Luque's chin is really fallen off a cliff, or if he gets submitted for the first time in 10 years, that'd be interesting. But RDA by decision is the pick. RDA, his money line is minus 120. I bet on that. I will wait to see the prop bets, but I favor him because despite being 38 years old, he's looked pretty damn healthy as of late. And that Rafael Fiziev fight, even though he wasn't winning it or anything, it took him 20 plus minutes to get finished. So I think he's going to outpoint Vicente Luque and mix in a lot of wrestling to do so. That's the pick. RDA, like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.